Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to tell you about, I think, the number one misconception about property managers, right? That misconception is we do not do sales. Now, that's totally wrong, right? So, in order to be in property management, you have to be a realtor first, right? So, uh, you get your real estate license, and then your property management permit sits on top of that license. So we are fully trained in sales. I've done sales for a year. In many, if not all, property managers have. It's just interesting when I talk to a client and they'll think about selling their property. They're like, well, I have to get a salesperson, or I'll talk to a tenant who's thinking about buying. They're like, well, I'll have to find an agent. I'm like, hey, right here. They don't realize that a property manager is more than a property manager. We are a full-fledged realtor, full-fledged sales agent, everything like that. And some of us, like myself, even do commercial too. So it's just a big misconception. And I think actually, if you have an agent who's also a property manager, and say you're looking to purchase a home, right? Um, because I know I do this all the time, right? With clients that are looking to buy, I can walk a home with somebody, and because of my experience in property manager, knowing like how many things go wrong in a house that I have to deal with maintenance wise, long term, short term, just things that happen on a quite often basis. It helps me point out things to a client to say, hey, this could be an issue down the road, or hey, this is a great feature to have in the home because it mitigates this risk. Um, so having a property manager as your agent, it really helps you have a two sets of eyes. I mean, obviously, when you do the sale, you're going to have the inspection too, which is really going to that'll show every little detail. Um, but having a property manager with you who's also an agent, um, or an agent who is also a property manager, they're really going to have more of a keen eye to look at a property, maybe in a different angle than a regular salesperson is. You know, um, maybe a regular salesperson is just going to say, "Oh, it's great lighting in here." Otherwise, me, I'm looking underneath the sink. I'm looking, checking out the hot water tank, how old it is, looking at the HVAC system. I'm looking at the filters to see if they've been changed out, if they look new or dirty. So just kind of like keeping my head out for my clients of potential problems down the road, or you can tell if a property's been well maintained for somebody. And it's a big thing for people. Knowing they and feeling confident in their purchase, and knowing that that they can buy a sound house, and or if they want to buy a trashy one, if they want to, buy like a fixer upper, I have access to a multitude of vendors that can help with that. I have clients where we bought properties that were distressed, and I have access to crews and contractors that help fix those properties up. So they're going to reside in, or maybe they flip it, or maybe they turn it into an Airbnb. So it's just another thing in in our tool set that allows property managers probably to be better agents than just regular agents. We just have um, just different things that we've been through, that we know about, and also having contractors that we work with like for years is a huge plus.